This episode of Business Beyond the Game is brought to you by Open Sponsorship, the OG of athlete influencer marketing. Open Sponsorship provides brands both big and small with a network of over 20,000 athletes, AI-based matching, and robust ROI tracking tools. For those marketing managers and agencies who just don't have the time, Open Sponsorship also provides a white glove service to help you with every step of the process. Backed by Serena Williams and trusted by brands like Walmart, JD Sports, and Callaway Golf, find out how Open Sponsorship can elevate your brand today. And learn more at opensponsorship.com. Welcome back to a new episode of Business Beyond the Game. I'm your host, Eric Jackson, and I'm excited to bring on one of New York's finest, someone who's recognized everywhere, from Beijing to Coney Island. I'm pleased to bring on brand specialist, fashion entrepreneur, and former NBA All-Star, Stephon Marbury.
Oh, you got the capitalize on, baby. What's good?
Stuff was good, man.
What's going on?
Good to see you, man. Good to see
How
you.
you like the guy? Let me turn this off because we talking to each other
Yeah.
right now. I got mine on. You got yours on. How you doing, man?
Good, man. Good. What's good, man?
I'm good, man.
Or should I say, ni hao?
Ni hao. Ni hao, ma.
Did you like my intro there? I could
love
have said
it.
I could have said author, a former coach. I could have kept going.
love
Renaissance
it.
man.
You know what I love? I love the fact that you said ni hao because a black man
Yeah.
speaking another language other than the language that
Yep.
we grew up speaking. But here
Sure.
we are. You look good. I like this.
Here we are in New York City, man.
No doubt. You're in the Big Apple.
In the Mecca.
To be able to have this opportunity as a kid, homegrown kid growing up in New York, watching this team from when I was a little kid, from Bernard King to Rory Sparrow to Trent Tucker, all of the players that have played here, watching those guys growing up, inspiring to be like them, to want to play inside of the Mecca of basketball, Madison Square Garden. You know what I'm saying? Dying to play on that court from a little kid, naming our court the Garden where I'm from in Coney Island. Like all of this, and then now to be there on the floor. I played as a player to be sitting there inside of the game, courtside, live. I'm in the game. I feel like I'm all the way in the game, tapped all the way in, and watching this team come together. It's beautiful. It's beautiful as a New Yorker.
You like, can I get a 10-day or what? What do you think?
No, I have no desire. I have no desire
Yeah.
to play. I have no desire to play, but, what I do have the desire to do is to give all of the energy that I do have in me that would have been able to play, if my body would have allowed. I want to give that energy to them so that they can have that, so they could basically allow my basketball life to just basically go through them and just keep living on.
I know, because I was going to say, we've been seeing you courtside with other New York Knicks greats, Patrick Ewing, John Starks. Like, what's it like? You guys look like proud uncles out there. Like, what's it like to just be a part of that fraternity, if you will? I mean, it seems like you guys are closer than other teams' alumni, the New York Knicks.
They call us the AAU dads. They said we look like the AAU dads. I think that is that's what my brothers used to give me. It's called, we gas each other up. You know what I'm saying? You put that gas inside you. So when you're on the court, when you're younger, when you get on that stage, it's all about performing. And I feel like all of us being there, that is all of our power, all of the basketball lineage of all of these guys who have played for the New York Knicks. This is all of their grace going on to the court to these young guys. And those young guys that are on the court, they're looking at us like, man, we got to put on. You know what I'm saying? This is the moment. Like Jalen, he put on in the game that he was supposed to put on in the Garden. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So being that he did what he did when he did it, he is marked down as one of the ones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's one of the ones. Bernard King, Pat. You know what I'm saying? Now we got Starks. We got LJ. We got Mello.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We got Big Herb. These guys have been stellar inside of the Knicks. And one way or the other, people remember them. And now Jalen, he marks he etches himself inside of the Garden's greatness platform.
I love that. JB's cemented now, and he's been on the show, by the way, for sure.
Yes.
One of our favorite guests.
Yeah.
Steph, for you, you've really charted your own path, not just on the court, but off the court. And, before we get into some of your latest projects, even the sunglasses that I'm wearing now, I want to throw it back for a second a bit. I want to throw it back to 2006 when you created your Starbury line, which included the shoe line that really catered to creating more access to quality shoes, at a lower price. The $15 sneaker, we still remember it well. What was just the driving motivation for creating that? It seemed really out of the box at the time.
The driving motivation was to create access for all, to create an opportunity for people who look like me, come from where I come from, to be able to create an opportunity for them to be able to say, wow, I could go and have X amount of shoes, and I can buy X amount of T-shirts, and and I don't gotta spend that much money to do that. And Star is doing that. Starbury's doing that for us. Like, that connection and that energy, it lives on Earth with so many people. I hear people when they see me, it's like, yo, blah, 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 blah. And then they say, yo, I had a pair of those Starburys too. So now those kids who were little kids, they're now adults, and now they have children. So they remember when they see me what happened during that time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Still to this day.
It's a memory that they will never forget, and we share it. You know what I'm saying? So it's only right for me to bring Starbury back. It's just when I bring it back, as I said, before in previous shows, it was a challenge, with my brand going down the way how it did. But, I left and went to China to make sure that I can secure a safe space for it to always be in existence on Earth for the rest of life, by being able to create the connectivity that has been connected from China and to America, for people that look like us and for people who don't look like us. You know what I'm saying? But now we have the access to be able to create and do things to help and bridge where the communication language can be communicated. There's no barrier there anymore for us as far as doing business in China. But it's important to do these things.
How did leaving the NBA and going to China elevate your business profile, you would say? I'm sure it was just a basketball move when you first did it, and now you look back and it's more than basketball, I'm sure.
It's always been bigger than basketball. When I did my Starbury movement tour, that was our slogan. It's bigger than basketball. You go check it, look at it. Mm-hmm. It's a slogan for people to identify what life is really about, because the game of life that's the game right there. That's the true game. And I think, look, Starbury, it was a beautiful time in life. I got to see so many white, black, Chinese, Puerto Rican, Japanese, Korean, Russian, Italian, all different types of walks of life. I got an opportunity to see their faces and see how thankful they were towards. It's not so much in me playing basketball. It was like that the lady said, the fact that you thought to do this makes me feel, she said, it warms my heart. That's what it does. And I said, look, I'm just thankful that I'm able to do it. I come from a family of 7 kids. My mother tell you right now, to this day, she has so many people help her, give her things. They call them hand-me-downs back in the days, right? Whatever. But during those times, people helped my mom. And when people would see my mom when we had the launch for Starbury, and my mom was there, my people were like bowing down to my mom. I'm like, Mom, what's going on?
What's up?
People were like going up to her like, thank you so much for, your son doing what he's doing for our communities, not just Coney Island where I'm from, but when it started in New York, it was just in New York first, and then it exploded all over America.
It's commonplace now, right, for athletes to create their own brands and, more and more stepping away from Nike and Adidas and creating their own lines. But you seemed really ahead of your curve at the time, almost 20 years ago. Do you encourage other athletes to chart their own path in the shoe game, or do you tell them to, stay where they're at? Or
Of course. I believe in creating parent companies within parent companies. That's what I believe in. If it needs to be powered up by, a machine. You know what I'm saying? Once the machine gets behind you, that's it. And I feel like, there are ways in how the machine can work with another machine that's inside of the machine. You know what I'm saying? It's just how it's structured,
right?
Which is a great way of how you can create a visual for someone to see how we could really do something for not just for a couple of years, like how we do something for a period of moments in our lives, not time, because time doesn't exist. If I ask you what time is it, the time already passed, right? So
right.
What time
in
is
the
it?
moment,
right? You're in the moment. This is it. This is the only thing that we got is that. But for me, if I could get Starbury to go back the way how it was plus 10 times, that's where it can go. But I've been working in other ventures, doing other things. I have this other brand called Xavier 3.
Which is a nod to your middle name, your
my
daughter.
My daughter, her name is Xaviera, right? Xaviera.
Yeah.
We call her Zavi for short, right? Because a lot of people say, oh, your name is Xavier. So she said, just call me Zavi. Okay?
And you combined it with your middle name.
So my middle name is Xavier. My son is Stephon Marbury, Stephon Xavier Marbury II. And my grandson name is Legend Xavier Ball.
Love that.
That's his
so you
last
got the
name.
whole tie-in. And this line is also affordable, too.
It's basically, it's the affordable range, like, how can I explain it? Like Off-White and Kith. It's in that range, but affordable for people in that range with high quality. But it's more boutique style,
right?
Whereas Starbury is more mass.
Yeah.
Xavier 3, as you can see, these are
Fit
different.
check.
Yeah, they,
Let's get a zoom on those.
You know what's up. So these right here, you could take these off. So I could take these off, and then I could put they button up. They button up, and then they're attached. So they go through the laces. If I take it off, so I could take.
Oh, that's dope.
I take that off.
Yeah.
And then I could put anything I want. So these right here, we got the stones right here. We got the stones on, but.
Those aren't $15.
Nah, these not $15. Right.
Not these ones.
So you can see the mold. These have the detail in these, the mold. It took us like 17 tries to get this mold.
Those are dope.
To get it dope the way how it is with the whole craftsmanship with the buttons and
what's cool is like you made those affordable too, and I'm curious, like, so many people are so profit hungry, right? We got to get the most profits. Like, how do you balance wanting to, get the most revenue, but also that social responsibility, right? Talking about, your whole background and, that community outreach.
Well, I think for me, people know that I'm socially conscious towards making sure that what it is that I'm doing, it fits.
Yeah.
Like the glasses, somebody was like, yo, those glasses, how much are those joints? Those joints is like $800 to $1,000. I was like, nah, they don't cost that much. He was like, how much they cost? I was like, go to the website, camelo.com, CHAMELO.com. He was looking at me like, Camelo? I was like, no, not Carmelo Anthony, Camelo. Camelo, man. If you say Camelo, baby, you get it right away. You know what I'm saying? But you got to add that baby out there. Camelo, baby. It's a good reminder. It's catchy. You feel me?
Well, I think that's a perfect segue. Steph, you are now the Chief Brand Officer of Camelo.
Yes.
One of your latest ventures. What do you hope to bring in that role?
Awareness of something that people have never seen before. These glasses, you've never seen them before, which is one of the reasons why I said this is crazy. Like, my man literally went to school, figured it out, put a tent inside the glasses, made it so that, you know what I'm saying, if you jump in and jump out, you know.
And now I'm listening to A$AP Rocky on my shades.
Like, it's crazy. Like, you saw what you was able to do.
Yeah, pick up the phone.
You get to pick up the phone. You get the, you know, people was like, oh, yeah, with the earbuds. I was like, you don't need earbuds anymore with the glasses.
You said you could toss the earbuds out.
You're done. I mean, it's basically
right.
And
you met the founder of Camelo in Hong Kong.
Yes,
correct?
I met him in Hong Kong. I met him in Hong Kong at this place called the Jockey Club, and the Jockey Club is like this. It's with a horses race.
Okay.
Right. That's like their NBA in Hong Kong.
Okay.
Okay. That's
their Belmont or Kentucky Derby, I guess. Yeah.
It's Derby going. It's popping all the time. Okay. So I met him there. One of my friends set it up for us to meet. We went. He had the glasses. I started looking at the glasses. I'm like, oh, these is dope. This is crazy, such and such, right? And then he started talking, and he was like, man. He started talking about the game, and I was like, oh, you like basketball? He was like, oh, I love basketball. We started talking about basketball. That was it.
You were like, the deal's done now.
He
right?
was like, don't worry about that. But it wasn't even so much of it being a deal. I was like, look, I just want to help you make it bigger. If I can help you in America, let me do that with you. Because he was like, look, we plan on coming into America. So I was like, all right, cool.
And I love that the deal was done in Hong Kong and China. And you were just mentioning China. You know, you won 3 titles over there playing for the Chinese Basketball Association. Second home for you. You got the green card now. Like, you're official. For you, just moving forward, do you hope to continue to keep your businesses there and just be a part of that ecosystem of?
The ecosystem is global. You know, going to China was the first step towards creating the portals to be able to go back and forth from China to America. For me to be able to source. For me to have access to the man that owns the factory. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So now, you know, when I go to the factory, I just ask to speak to the owner. When I see the owner, he look at me, and then I say, ni hao, wa shi ma bu li. And then he goes, oh, loma. Right? Yeah. And then we start talking. Then we have some tea. We sit down, we have some tea for a minute. Yeah. After we have some tea, then we walk around. We go check out the factory. After we check out the factory, we go eat some dinner. And then we have we have a gentleman's drink.
You know, you created that pipeline, and that's definitely part of your legacy. And, you know, as we wind down here, Steph, you know, we have a lot of followers in the business world. And, you know, if you could leave us with your greatest business lesson you've learned during your career, not just MBA, but CBA, entrepreneur, leave us with one gem.
Trust God. That's it. Just trust God.
I love it.
Yeah, just trust God.
You hear that, folks? Whether it's God, Allah,
it doesn't matter. Whatever is the most powerful force field in your life that's positive, that allows you to do whatever it is that you do on this earth to keep you peace and keep you love, that God, Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. That's who I pray to. My friends, I got friends that pray to Allah, and our love, it never changes and never wavers. And at the end of the day, I'll say this. If Allah, Buddha, and Jesus, if they're all preaching peace, they all gotta be brothers.
And they gotta be wearing Starburys.
Because they all preaching love. Oh, if they wearing Starburys or Xavier 3s, you know what it is.
Or the Xavier 3s too.
You know what it is. Stop it.
Well, you heard it, folks. There you have it. from the man himself, 2-time All-Star, 3-time CBA champion, entrepreneur, and brand specialist, Stephon Marbury. Steph, appreciate you, man.
Love is love. Peace.